Friends, this is the time when if you want to ask us anything or if you want to make any suggestions, if you want to give us any comments or, try to stay nice, but put them right down there. I will cry personally, so, don't make me cry. But yes, now's a great time to interact with us. We're going to be chatting. We'll chat with you. We'll chat with each other. Eldritch Nights are amazing. In fact, Anton is one. And it was a lot of fun to watch Gale pilot him during one of those weird, off the cuff, not off the cuff, but one of those weird sort of off the wall sessions that we did.
That was the Halloween one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Halloween episode. Oh shit, that was like a long time ago.
So holy shit.
Forever.
That was awesome. I, as always, spent the last few hours like being terrified and stressed out that I was, not prepared enough. But it worked out really well, I think. I really enjoyed all of that. The combat, the descriptions, the role play. I think this was a very, very strong session for our 2-year anniversary. In case I hadn't mentioned that in a while.
Say it a couple more times, just in case.
2-year anniversary.
2-year anniversary.
2-year anniversary.
Jen, I know that you are up early.
I am up early. I have to take one of my rats back to the vet because she managed to really jack up her hind leg, and we're checking on it to make sure that it's healing okay. And I made the horrible mistake of saying yes to a 9 a.m. visit when it takes me, especially at that time in the morning, an hour to get there. And I am not a morning person, and I am 3 hours ahead of the West Coast. So I have to go shower and go to bed.
I understand.
I do want to say a few things before I go, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
Yeah, I wanted to say that this has been a crazy, incredible 2 years. I could not have imagined that we would still be here 2 years later, and still doing this. that is pretty bonkers. And it has been a lot of fun. It has been crazy to watch everybody, do different characters and get to inhabit different people. And there's been struggle, and there has been emotion, and there has been hard times, and there has been like in character and out of character drama, all the usual things you get with a D&D session, especially really good, like long-term D&D session. And I'm just really glad to have been part of it and to continue to be a part of it as long as I can. And it has been a really good time.
Could not have said it better myself. Why don't we go ahead and get your plugs, please?
Mm-hmm. I have a new plug. As well. So I am the Swedish Geekball on Twitch, although I haven't started streaming yet on Twitch, and on Facebook and places. But I have also finally put up my art website. So it is winterroseartandillustration.com. It literally went live today.
Go check it out.
So go check it out. The store is empty. I will be adding stuff. I'll probably link to the Etsy store, but as of right now, I'm still working all of that out. But you can at least look at a bunch of art. So there's plenty of portfolio stuff there. So yeah, new plug. winterroseartandillustration.com.
Thank you very much. Always great to see you. Have a good night. I hope you get some good sleep.
I will get some sleep. We'll see how well.
Take what you can get.
I'll take what I can get. I love you all.
Good as a shitter.
Have a good night. Okay, so who wants to talk next?
So, I know he botched the history roll, but what kind of gem is it?
Gotta know.
It's
I need to know for drawing reference.
It's an emerald.
Sure is green.
It's an emerald?
It's an emerald, yeah.
Okay, just had to ask that before I forgot about it.
Jeff, you mentioned wanting to chat once the game was over. How you doing, buddy?
You dropped the mom, dude.
Right? Oh my god! And was that a grandfather reveal? Did we know about that beforehand?
No. I
I don't believe even Calder knows or knew the true identity of his mother up until this session.
No. Like, he knew demon. That was the end of his knowledge. So, devil.
Devil, because
That's
he's
the-
actively yelled at somebody about calling it demon.
Yes.
So
Jeff mixes up the taxonomy.
They're
Calder
basically the same thing. What's honestly the difference?
lawful versus evil versus chaotic alignments.
holds
Well,
up
you know, the
its
fun
votes.
thing about D&D 5th edition, alignments basically don't exist,
They do
Yeah,
in
so-
some circumstances.
but only
Like
in
this
those
one.
circumstances.
Like this
Like
one.
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Calder's grandfather is the king of hell. That's a
Awkward.
thing to process.
See, the king is Asmodeus the king or the prince of hell?
And he is the god of evil and the ruler of the nine hells.
Yeah.
Damn.
So,
Oops, all nobles.
former planetar turned devil, ascended god.
It has been. I've been doing lots of throwbacks over the last over the full moon. Right back to the Sunless Citadel. We are back to Oops all nobles, my friends.
This is
Yep.
oops all royal.
No.
We now have devil nobility, noble person. Anyway,
Royal.
Nobility.
Noble guy.
royalty. Yes, true.
Or royalty in this case.
I'm just curious how Ghost is noble.
In spirit.
The ring. Are you not the king of the ring?
Weirdly enough, no.
Yeah, no, Gallic and Thorn were kind of the headliners.
Yeah, I was like a jobber.
I was making a pun with the in spirit.
I caught you.
Okay.
I thought it was funny, if that matters. Like, I did laugh.
But oh my gosh, does Calder knows who Asmodeus is, right? Like, even if he didn't know what
Yes.
his mom was, he knows Asmodeus.
Yeah, like he just learned that Satan is his grandpa.
That is very awkward for you. I'm sorry.
and
He
and
learned
just
that and got a cool stick.
I'm just a
And-
little bit
and-
curious.
And then his mom is Glaisa. He has a mom. He knows her name and knows that she wants to talk to him. Like, of course that he would make a devil deal with the devil for that.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that devils do, right? They hone in on the one thing that will make you say yes to their terms, and then they present it to you in a way that is designed to take you off guard, which it did.
Yep.
It
Right?
was funny to
That
watch
whole
the
like
face.
he was gonna tell you who she was from the beginning, but
Mhm.
he's like, no, that's information. You have to pay for that. Like you gotta ante up a little bit, but you did not take the bait. You got a little bit of free information. And I'm really looking forward to that meeting after the full moon is over.
Mhm.
It's going to be great. How did you all like the voice? That was a new one.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Really,
Yeah.
In which Rob immediately puts marshmallows in his mouth.
That was basically what I was going for.
These
Yeah.
are one. They're great. And they're a great antagonist devil. Just to use gigantic, like slovenly, hyper noble, conceited monsters. I love them.
Yeah.
They're perfectly disgusting and perfectly detestable. It was the exact right note to put like Calder on his like back guard, but he's now just confused.
Yeah.
Like monsters attacking him, he can deal with. Something too big, he won't trust it or believe it. But this is like the fuck?
your very distant mother sends her regards. The what?
Excuse me, my what?
Huh?
Yeah.
It's like I've been sent by Glaisa, daughter of Asmodeus, and your mom.
Also, to mama, say hi.
Although, with Asmodeus being a god, I mean, I guess Calder had like a 50-50 chance of coming out as an Asamar, right?
There are edgy,
Look,
like Dark Lord ASMR, right? Like that's a
Yeah,
thing.
they're the fallen
thing.
ones. They're the ones that go undead and shit.
I'm going to step away from the camera for just a second. I will be right back.
Yeah,
Keep
that's
talking.
that's a mind fuck for Calder because that's been a background possibility that I wrote out like a list of possible parents and Glacier was on the list, but like after we like solidified everything as a rather low stakes mode for him, I did not imagine it would go that high. But
So how's it feel, Calder, to suddenly get a bunch of authority you weren't expecting? You got
I'm not convinced that I'm not convinced I have any authority, but that is a hell of a name to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Like he never
Glacius
imagined
boy.
that being yelled at and called a bastard his entire life. He never imagined that his mom's side had a greater had greater weight than his dad's.
We're going to talk about that later,
That's
but
awkward as
it
shit.
turns out that, like, yeah, Alistair was less of a badass before this happened. And of course, Calder wouldn't know that because anybody who saw Alistair before he became the person he is either dead or definitely not talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is going to be so fun because this is kind of the reason why he is what he is. And we haven't really delved into your dad very much. We've played off of Anton and some of your other kind of distant relatives. But
we
this
really
is
should
great.
sit down and have a chat with what kind of a person that person is now that we have the parameters for his fuckery.
Yes.
Like, that's a hell of an accomplishment on his end.
Yeah, like pulling Glacier, that's not easy for anything.
The question is, did he actually pull Glacier,
Or did Glacier
was
pull
it,
him?
like-
We don't know.
Or yeah, because that's more likely. I feel.
Is Glacier like, let me see what humans like? Okay, that one.
She just,
We don't know.
flipped through a magazine and she goes, I guess.
All right.
That is
We could make a
singularly
cute
the
kid.
most. That is singularly the thing I'm now most interested in is that talk. Staff is cool though. That was rad.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and your use
Calder has a signature weapon now. That's neat.
your use of the Wall of Shadows in the middle of the battle was excellent. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to do this whole mass combat thing since I don't want to put you into mass combat. But doing something like that, when you do something that decisive, if Kreitha had pulled a red dragon card,
Yeah.
that would have, that breaks morale right there. Like there's a reason why wizards don't often go onto the battlefield, and it's because they're terrifying. They are horrifying. And, in conventional warfare, it's like bringing artillery.
In every sense of the word, like wizards are rare. They're like any spellcaster is shockingly rare in the setting, and what few spellcasters that they have regular contact with are usually half-casters like rangers, like paladins, and
Yeah.
and very rarely do they get into higher levels. So seeing like 4th, 5th level magic flying around the battlefield.
Also, way to keep in
horrifying.
theme. Like,
Oh, yeah,
that the acid was flowing today. It was great.
When I realized the existence of Caustic Brew, I knew I needed to have it on my sheet. There is no spell that does acid damage at 2nd level. I looked.
Melf's acid arrow?
1st level.
That's okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's nothing that's base 2nd level that does acid.
I'm used to 3.5 where acid arrow was a 2nd level spell.
It might be second. It wasn't in my search, but I did a search for elemental damage, acid, my level, go, and it missed Melf's. That's weird.
That is weird.
Gale is looking
I'm
stuff
looking
up.
it
I mean, please prove me wrong.
Yep, 2nd level.
Okay, cool. I know. Maybe I missed it, or maybe I just need to. Oh, I might be waiting. I could have been just waiting because I didn't have a way to get it because I had to move spells around.
As a side note, and I'll mention this again when we're actually in game, I'll go ahead and let you take another short rest. And yes, on your next long rest, I know you know this, but on the next long rest, you will be leveling to 10.
Ow.
Echo, by the way,
That got real close.
like that was 3
super close.
HP. 3 HP. There were some things in the Hill Giant fight that couldn't have gone better if they had been scripted. For example, hitting Ghost with exactly 20 damage, which when halved, exactly eliminated the 10 temporary HP and did 0 damage. That was so good. The
That
idea
was
of
fucking hilarious. You mean?
Echo being like, all right, I'm going to kick the shit out of some hill giants. I'm going to forget again that I'm not a tank and like take 12 attacks, dodge a bunch of them, but end up again within a fingernail's, breadth of death or from death. It was good.
We learned. Hey, Echo, what did we learn today? Nothing? Okay.
Nothing, no. Although I did really like the closing the door. Like it was a little bit of like the Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke scene of him leaving Irontown, where he just muscles the door open and he's like losing blood all over the place, but he does it anyway.
Yeah, and the immovable
It's okay.
rod.
It's okay. It's not the king's blood. It's fine.
The immovable rod is one of my favorite items in game because it can be used very creatively. Using it to bar the door is perfect. And in fact, you don't need to worry about reinforcing the bar on the door. The immovable rod will do the job.
Yeah.
Like, so long as
The
they
rest of
don't
the door is
totally
going to
break the
before the rod
doors.
does.
Yeah. Unless they totally break the doors, they will not open because the immovable rod is exactly that. And I am a huge fan of that item, and it does not get enough play.
Speaking of play and runs, don't forget you have it. Books down.
Speaking of play, absolutely looting those bodies. What's left of them.
Yes, and we'll do that at the beginning of next time. Giant possessions are again one of my favorite things because it's like just here's some random bullshit. Hey, you found a beehive. You intimidated the bees into not a trombone
in great condition. Weirdly,
that part I made up, but it's just
I intimidated the bees.
I love the randomness. I love the randomness. I love the idea that you found a beehive and you happen to be a bear totem barbarian. So of course you had to like Winnie the Pooh, the honey, and like it was so good, and it was all random, right? It was all rolled on screen. So sometimes I've said it before, the dice tell a story.
Technically, Ghost is a chimera totem barbarian. Bear just happens to be one of the heads.
Yeah.
I got a weird elk body.
I definitely feel like every single one of you were able to be displayed to full advantage this game. And that's what I was going for the 2-year anniversary. I wanted to make sure we had a session where everybody got a chance to be the badass. And I feel like each one of you did. And as a bonus, Sven and Barnabas also had their moments as well.
That
right?
suggestion from Sven. So good. Hey, he's talking shit.
Right, because suggestion doesn't tell you to do things that are suicidal, but you can make suggestions that seem reasonable under the circumstances. And hill giants absolutely talk shit about each other. And they have short fuses. So yeah, that was good. I think we did some crowd control, like even Ghost got crowd controlled at one point, but managed to damn near kill a giant on the way through it. Yeah.
Any day where I can utterly zero out an Eye of Grumsh is a good day.
How did it feel to face an encounter that was actually CR appropriate?
Pretty good.
So according to Fantasy Grounds, the hill giant fight was CR 11, so within normal range, and the other fight was CR 10.
I expended a lot of resources to get it done, but yeah.
Yes. I loved that Nightscale came in, and I also loved that his entry was unnecessary. It was just flavor. Right? Because you were already going to throw the thing. Honestly, I meant to do the 1d6 every round. I have 6 different random effects that would have affected the battlefield. and I just kept forgetting to call for it, and that's fine. Like, it didn't end up being a problem, but I'm glad you rolled a 2.
Next time, put it as an effect in the initiative tracker.
Yeah, like I did with the layer action for Hyacinth, right?
Yeah.
But I'm glad you rolled a 2, because I did want Nightscale to make an appearance, because you all did kind of like cow/convince him to join.
We heard him when we first got to the battlefield, and then we saw him again. He's doing shit. He's here.
He's out there. He's doing shit. And in fact,
did you hear what happened at the other fight? A bunch of things died horribly in acid.
In the next one, in the next session, it may or may not be one of my battlefield complications that Nightscale was taken down and needs a rescue.
Oh man.
So we may have a combat where your goal is to stop the things that are attacking Nightscale before they kill him. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're also gonna hit up Anton again. And I enjoy doing villain reveals like in cutscenes, so that like you, the players, see what's going on, but the characters don't know yet. So Anton potentially tracking down and confronting Morgenthau is gonna be a lot of fun. That's gonna be good. I was hoping to get to that tonight, and it's okay that I didn't, but I really want to make sure that is something special.
I'm just so looking forward to everyone talking to Anton when he gets back.
If he gets back.
If he gets back, I'm looking forward to that discussion.
He's going to be like, no, you all misheard me. What I said is the pen is small. The pen is small. It was a metaphor, you absolute buffoons. You're not smart enough to understand my rhetoric.
Also, you died twice, bruh.
And came back again?
And then you dove into the wall of shadows. That was weird.
Or potentially,
but you made it.
Or potentially the wall of shadows erupted from him, like
right, because it blocks line of sight, so it could have just been like he just.
The stories are going to vary.
You let out this terrifying, horrid scream and started tearing orcs apart with your bare hands.
Oh man!
Just making Anton the most confused to learn what happened.
Yes.
Oh man, and all the, like I said before, all the pieces are in place, right? They're not in place, but all of the pieces are in the possession of the player characters. You have the solution to the main plot. We just have to get the right people with the right people at the right time before the next full moon.
The solution is murder.
Yes.
So yeah, the unconsciousness needs to occur. But for Calder, the unconsciousness needs to happen.
Yeah, this has been a long night.
I'm down to like I'm down to like 2 spell slots.
I do want to ask. You got one more encounter before the end. Yeah. And so far,
before it.
Yes, and so far you've all been doing really well. Like the battle is going in your favor. The idea is thematically, you are holding out until the dawn, right? Yes. You hold out until the dawn, then they lose their power.
And they'll lose the power. They retreat. Come nightfall, they'll give one last shot.
This full moon, I have put more effort into this series of sessions than anything I've ever done in D&D, and I've run multi-year campaigns before. So, like, as a campaign climax, how is it working? Like, am I doing a good job on this? The changes between different characters, seeing what's going on in different places. Like, is this something that is workable from a story perspective?
This is eminently workable. This is a very suitable, very high stakes event that does feel like it has weight. It does feel like it has consequences, and it does. At the same time, we have a lot of agency in the encounters that we deal with, but we do not feel like we have control. We do not feel like we are unstoppable.
I feel like we're doing really good job of putting out fires, but things keep catching on fire.
Yeah.
The because not everybody here is flammable. I'm not flammable, but everybody else totally flammable. That's a problem for them. But
I think Echo just let the excitement of having an uncut gem in his pocket just override things that he thought he was a tank.
look, he has
to be
fully
clear,
had empty no thoughts.
To be clear, by the way, that gem is a little bit more than meets the eye, as it were.
So you get a wizard to look at it like
it'll
Sven.
be very interesting. Yes. Yes, I'm sure Kreitha Sven will be able to identify it, no problem.
What is the dope ass book that I got?
Oh yeah.
So as and I'll mention this later on as Ghost is reading it. It's a set of calisthenic exercises. You found a manual of physical dexterity.
Nice.
So when you finish reading it, you will get a +2 to your dex permanently.
Permanently, yeah. The tomes are really good in 5e.
The boots
I'm
are
like I know that the tomes are good, but I never remember which ones are which.
the boots are like 3.5 boots of haste.
Ooh.
So you click them on and you have haste, and you click them off and you don't have haste and you don't have the negative effects.
For a certain total amount of time. Right?
For a certain 10 rounds before a long rest. The beads are prayer beads.
You have to spend a total of 48 hours over a period of 6 days to read it all.
48 hours over 6 days. Okay, I said 8 hours. I was wrong.
Yeah, it's 48 hours over 6 days.
The attention span.
Yeah,
so it's a downtime.
When it's done, you get all the benefits, and the magic in the book goes away, but will regrow in a century.
I can still be alive for
and
that
you could
shit.
still be alive. Elves, like particularly old elves, should definitely collect these tomes and like reuse them until it's just 20s across the board.
I'm jumping back into Fantasy Grounds. I really hope you haven't shut the board
Nope.
yet.
The board's still open. You're fine.
There's no, like, frankly, like, it's amazing these things aren't just collected, because they are fantastic.
Did I give you anything else?
Well, so then
permission to level, apparently.
Well,
yes,
that's at the long rest.
After the long rest.
So the necklace of prayer beads, it has a certain number of beads on it, and you can roll to determine what the beads are. I don't know if you want to do that yet.
I've already done those rolls. So when the item is identified, you will know what prayers are in the prayer beads.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ghost would like the boots, but Ghost would also like the boots to be color theme appropriate.
Literally, like spray paint them, and you're fine.
I'm working.
Like, I
can help you with that. I've been working on a spell.
You have been.
You have been. That's true. That is canon.
Excellent.
Okay, we've got about. Go ahead.
The Ghost Calder ship continues to happen.
I love it. It's perfect because I feel like Ghost doesn't even want to touch the boots because he's afraid it'll like change his color theme, and like he's worked really hard to keep this color theme the way that it is, and is going to be so sad.
Calder just points at it. Just points at it like. Calder just looks at them and just like points a finger over it, and it's like watching like an air sprayer just change the color to match.
So I don't know how universal this is, but I knew plenty of artistic kids in middle school and high school that would like color each other's sneakers for each.
Oh,
like this is such like a middle school romance thing to do.
Love it.
I got him a corpse flower stamen. He got me.
Detailing your shoes.
I know that like using AI art is not like altogether ethical, but those boots were perfect. I did use Midjourney to generate the picture of boots, and I wanted boots with like racing stripes because racing stripes make you go fast, but it kicked out that, and it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. So big fan of that.
Honestly, that is part of a greater discussion that we don't need to go into here.
No.
I got to use one of my personality traits today, and I'm very happy about it. So one of Ghost's personality traits is I can stare down a hellhound without flinching, and I think that the fact that I just like bopped on the head and he's just like, okay, sure, yeah, you tried.
Hill Giant's like,
I
nope,
got-
I'm out.
I got to use one of mine with the I will do anything to find out about my mother.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
and
that's
yes.
nice.
What a session. Okay, we are in about the last 15 minutes or so of the stream. So let's go ahead and go around. And I know it's tough to pick one, but let's try to pick one thing that you had particular fun with. And I see currently inspiration on Ghost and Calder. Yeah?
I've had inspiration on Ghost for months because I keep forgetting that it exists.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and throw Echo the inspiration for this one regardless, because again, just spectacular. And the sheer unmitigated hubris that Echo has shown since the very first time we met him and he was wrapped in spider webs because he went where he shouldn't go.
Badass.
It's so in character. And let's go ahead and start with Jeff this time. Jeff, what is something you had particular fun with, and what's a player character that you want to shout out?
Oh god, like the role play scene, like out of nowhere, just like sudden role play scene with the devil. That was neat. Finding out like the biggest lore drop on Calder ever. And so that's my brain is still like reeling from that. That was great. But also, I have to say, it was really fun to flex the acid bullshit off of Calder because he's been holding it in for a while, and just tilting hard into theme with wall of acid, acid ball, caustic spray. Like that was just so much fun. Just to have every action just be a war crime. It was amazing.
Melt them.
Calder War Crimes Creed.
Yes, I play Calder Creed, Resident Sorcerer, and Walking War Crime.
When we do a supercut, we have to get that in there.
Yep.
Yeah. Quick thing. I only grabbed the large tome to put on my character sheet. I don't know if Olivia, you got the other ones.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I grabbed them when I said I put them in the bag of holding. I got them.
Okay, good.
Excellent. Gail, something that you had particular fun with and a player character. Oh wait, no, I didn't get a shout out from Jeff.
I was going to give it to Gail for all of the not just the way you weaponize the illusion, but how we like thematically dreamed up the illusions around everyone else, and I'm going to love seeing the fallout from that. But I just loved you like vibing with me over that. That was a lot of fun.
Love it, absolutely love it. Okay, now. Gail, something you had particular fun with, some player character you want to shout out.
So I this is a very meta thing that I had fun with. And you were kind of pointing it out too, like from the very beginning, Echo has been a lucky motherfucker. So I think it was very thematic that he's now worshiping the goddess of luck. And so this was just another like scraping by the skin of his teeth. It's always exciting.
3 hit points. 3 hit points.
Stupid.
62 damage out of 65 HP. Ridiculous.
Very exciting to play him. It's highs and lows from one second to the next. I do want to shout out Kretha's Jen's determination to be like, no, Kretha is role-playing Sven.
I am a wizard.
Was very good. And I also really appreciated how you had Namani be like, you were even saying last session too, how Namani was like being like doing super like performative strikes and everything, and like nobody was watching, and like this time like, no, I'm taking the spotlight.
You had the audience.
Yes. It was very good.
Just for some background on that, I have a Starfinder character that has the gladiator subtype, or like the gladiator background theme, or whatever it is in Starfinder, and I swear to God, I could not hit for shit if there was no audience. Like if if we were like, if the scenario was like there's like an audience, you're on camera, I'm like crits, 19s, 18s, crit. If there was nobody there, I wouldn't roll above a 10.
You live for the crowd.
Gotta do it. And it was like I'm kind of channeling that robot character in Tolnamani, who only has the emotion of "this is dope, friends."
Absolutely excellent. M,
So good.
something that you had particular fun with and a player character that you would like to shout out.
I fully like I enjoy playing Ghost as the Vembo that they are. I think I want to say my favorite interaction, or my favorite 2 interactions that I had with Ghost was definitely the like, how dare this flippy motherfucker. I'm the performer. We are both performers. I am the performer. And then when the Eye of Grumps decided to take some ghostly ass shit and try to hit me with it, like, motherfucker. I was like, I debated.
How dare you?
I debated grabbing his fucking spear and yeeting it at him. Because I feel like that would have also been thematically appropriate.
It would have been fun, yeah.
But I did mad mug him down the field though, and I think that was worth it.
And
what somebody else did is I think Calder's use of I see that my brother has vacated his corporeal form for a moment. I will do a shenanigan. And I thought that was excellent.
Nothing could have prepared me for, I have a very small penis. Nothing could have prepared me. Nothing.
That's great. It's like Calder. It's like he made the. It's like, oh, I'm positive he's doing. I'm positive he's not dead. I'm positive he's not.
Now I'm gonna fuck with him.
He's not dead. I can, even if he is dead, I can fuck his legacy. It's what he would do to me. I'm a fuck with him.
I feel like I'm sad that Ghost didn't get to experience that because Ghost is at least partially modeled on like the stupider fanfic version of Thor. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like
the Thor from the What If series.
Yeah, I didn't get that far in the What If series, but like there's a lot of fanfic
That was a good
where
one.
they're just like, he's like,
Stupid Himbo Thor is great.
Whatever his intelligence level is, take 5 points off of that. Like that's kind of how Thor is usually portrayed in some of the fanfics. And I feel like Ghost would have absolutely like fucking died, like cracked up, repeated it 3 or 4 times, and just like elbow ribbing some guy next to him that just got stuck there for some reason. And I'm like absolutely disappointed that Ghost didn't get to experience that, because I think that it would have made it worse in a good way.
I'm sure you'll hear the rumors.
Weirdly, it's all the better because it means that Ghost is going to hear it secondhand, and then we'll assume it's true.
Oh, well, yeah, and because Ghost is an idiot, but also slightly a rumor monger.
Oh, it's so good.
And for my part, I have to say, there were moments for each of you that I know I said it before, but like I wanted everyone to be highlighted this session. Watching Ghost tank a hit that was perfectly designed to only take out the temporary HP and nothing else at maximum. A 20-point hit that was fully tanked was amazing. Watching Echo do what Echo does, but more than that, the thing that I liked the best was Gale's incredible like eagerness to take that rock out of the pouch, for God's sake. I pretended to be chill when I was with Barnabas. He's not here anymore. I'm going to look at the fucking rock. The chill is gone.
Are you saying that Echo was a goblin.
And given the sheer amount of fanfic art that has been created from the beginning of the interaction of those two characters,
Mostly shirtless.
I am so mostly shirtless. I am so happy to be able to canonize at least part of that. We'll see how it goes from here because there are still complications.
There are, but it's a canon proposal.
But it is now canonically true that Barnabas has at the very least expressed his interest in courtship.
Yes.
Jeff, I loved running that devil scene with you. That was like one of the things that you and I have run a lot of scenes together as storytellers, as players, as co-storytellers. You and I have done a lot of role-playing together, and that particular interaction is one of my favorites. Like, I would rank it up among the very best Invictus conversations that Josias had with you.
That was just so particularly satisfying because it had so much weight behind it. Oh my god.
Yes, like again, you and I have done the whole like dance of propriety and all of that. So having someone who's like very formal and also this is way below my pay grade, and we all know it's weird that I'm the one that's here. So like let's just get through this. And that was so good. And of course, Kretha. Like Gail said, being so insistent that I am a wizard. I'm going to...
Just pure comedy.
I'm going to cast all of the cleric spells.
And how many...
That wizards can't access.
Crossbow.
I cast a crossbow.
And
I can definitely use a crossbow now.
Kretha, when Kretha is good at things, she is very, very good at things. When she is bad at things, she is hilariously bad at things. And I love that. I love that.
But
so
I never
much.
changed it off of that last. I never changed it off of the last image from the seeming. So all of that was Kretha wearing like the wizard, the child's like Halloween costume of a wizard, like the oversized robes, the floppy hat with all the stars on it. Just, oh my god,
the unnecessarily high, sexy boots.
Yeah, and
We all
just
know the boots I'm
screaming,
talking
"I am
about."
a wizard!"
Now I'm just picturing from the SpongeBob movie when Patrick gets lowered down at the end. That outfit.
Friends,
You know the sexy wizard boots, right, Gail?
Yes.
You live on Tumblr occasionally.
Friends, it has been 2 years. We have been running this for our next milestone is 50 sessions, and it's coming up pretty quick. I don't know exactly where we are, but we're somewhere in the 40s right now. We are coming up on 50 sessions. Like, this has been one of the best projects I've ever embarked on. I have been so privileged to work with all of you and to make content. And even though like making content and marketing it was never the main point, we started out doing this just as a fun thing. But like, we have people that keep checking it out. We have people who are fans. We have regulars. And like, this has been such a wonderful experience. It really is.
Thank you, and thanks to chat.
And I know that everything we've learned from this campaign is going to roll into whatever it is that we decide to do once this is finally over. And don't worry, chat, if you're still here, we're not done with this anytime soon. As you can see, I can stretch one night into 5 to 10 sessions if I need to. But the end of the campaign is in sight, and then we have other projects that we might do, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I'm hoping that the Bad Decisions Club sticks around in whatever form for maybe some Pathfinder, maybe some more 5e. I'm not going to talk at length about the Creative Commons thing that Wizards of the
Maybe
Coast
we'll
did.
change up on the DMs.
But it does mean that I feel a little bit more comfortable doing more 5th edition content going forward. So maybe we'll revisit these characters after this is all done. And by the way, as a final note, because we are now past time, I can't wait. I can't wait for you all to find out what's been going on in Mirabar while all of you were distracted.
What?
Have a great night. I will see all of you next time. Thank you very much for watching. 2 weeks. See you then. Hasta luego.
I know where you live, Rob.
I do too.